It happened in a vat at a winery in the Okanagan, in a shed at a mine in Kimberley, and in the rusty hold of a barge in New Westminster. Each time, workers died when they entered a confined space with not enough oxygen to breathe. Even worse, rescuers who tried to save them also perished. Incredibly, about 6 out of every 10 people who die in confined spaces are would-be rescuers. This sobering reality means that for any work around a confined space, there has to be a rescue plan that's tested and ready in advance.
The rescue from a confined space is, in most cases, a body recovery. You're going in to pick up somebody who has died as a consequence of an exposure to a toxic atmosphere or low oxygen. It's a real problem.
Can you hear me? Can you move your feet? I can see a foot. Can you wiggle it for me? Try and move that foot a bit. Okay, patient's unresponsive. Rescue 1, let's get ready to go. Rescue 1, ready to go.
If you follow the procedures, you have a proper confined space entry program. You do hazard identification and risk assessments. You look at what the job function is going to be, what you're doing in the space. Are you going to create any airborne contaminants? And you have an atmospheric monitoring program in place. You have a lockout and isolation program in place. If you do all those things to mitigate the hazard to the worker, you probably shouldn't end up putting a worker in a potential rescue situation. But you always have the medical component. Somebody has a heart attack or a medical problem within that space. How are you going to get them out of that space? And who's going to do it?
Most modern fire and rescue departments have some technical rescue capability, a skill that requires constant training and practice. That being said, industry must take responsibility for assessing risk and preparing to deal with it.
Industry used to say, well, we'll call 911 if the event, some jurisdictions, some municipalities don't have that capacity. Some fire departments are small and they don't have a confined space rescue capability within their department, so just calling 911, it doesn't cut it anymore for a rescue plan. We train right now. Last year our team documented 5,400 man hours of training for that year. The key point is competency. Is that team capable, equipped, and able to perform a rescue? And a rescue doesn't mean that you have a tripod sitting here and you got a winch. It means you need to have a plan in place, and you need to practice that plan, and that you can actually extricate somebody out of that space.
Human nature is such that we assume things are reliable and predictable, but when it comes to working in a confined space, the dangers are often invisible. Response time is critical, but so is ability.
The path to hell is paved with good intentions, and these people go in and they try and rescue, and they end up being victims themselves.